Her bra was on the floor of my living room. His shirt still smelled like perfume that wasn't mine. And the two of them were still on my couch, breathless, covered in pleasure, covered in me. My heart stopped. My sister, my husband, in my house. Hi, my name is Claire. I'm 38 years old and I was married for 12. At least, I thought I was. Today, I'm going to tell you how my sister destroyed my marriage. If you've ever been betrayed inside your own home, comment. I understand you. It all started the day my sister Lauren showed up, a suitcase in hand and a broken look in her eyes. Freshly divorced, long, loose hair, an incredible body, one of those women who makes every man turn their head. Beautiful, charming, and far more dangerous than I ever imagined. Just for a few days, she said, but it only took a few nights for her to take everything I spent over a decade building. She slid in slowly, started by helping in the kitchen, then she was picking the music, moving furniture around, and before I knew it, she had taken up more than just the guest room. She listened to my playlists, wore my clothes, copied my recipes. It was like she wanted to be me. Not to honor me, but to replace me. At first, I thought it was in my head. Maybe I was tired, maybe paranoid. But the way they looked at each other changed. Smiles that lasted 1 second too long. Jokes that felt like they were just for the two of them. Quick touches, small enough not to cause a fight, but big enough to be impossible to ignore. She started walking around the house in his t-shirts, no bra, no shame. Sitting on the couch with her legs crossed, showing more than she should. Sometimes I thought she was doing it on purpose, but she'd always say, "It's just how I am, laid back, you know?" Sometimes I'd walk into the living room and they'd be watching a movie. She'd be lying down, he'd be on the floor, her foot resting on his shoulder. I saw it, but no one said anything. Betrayal at first is silent. Only later does it scream. I started feeling like a stranger in my own home. My husband, the man who used to wait for me to have dinner, now laughed more with her than he did with me. And every time I walked into the room, silence, heavy, like I had interrupted something I wasn't supposed to hear. One night, I came back from the pharmacy and found them laughing in the kitchen. He was in a white t-shirt. She was in tiny shorts, standing side by side, too close, laughing at something that stopped the moment they saw me. "What's so funny?" I asked. "Nothing, babe. Just silly stuff," he said, wiping the smile off his face. Silly stuff, but it hurt. And the worst part was knowing I was starting to swallow those lies, one by one. It was a Wednesday. I was in the bedroom reading, and I heard him laugh in the hallway, a laugh I hadn't heard from him in a long time. I got up slowly, quietly, opened the door just a crack, and saw it. My sister in the kitchen, wearing his t-shirt, barefoot, making coffee while he leaned against the counter. My stomach turned. I went back to the bedroom, shaken. That night, I stared at him sleeping, his head on the pillow beside mine, breathing softly. And all I could think was it here? Was it on this very mattress that he betrayed everything we built? The next day, I waited for them to leave. And then I did what a desperate woman does when she can't take the doubt anymore. I grabbed his phone. Everything on his phone looked too clean. Suspiciously clean. But near the end of the gallery, in a hidden folder, I found it. My finger trembled. The screen felt like it was burning in my hand. Deep down, I already knew what I was about to see. But part of me still prayed I was wrong. that it was a friend, an example. Anyone else? Just not her. It was her, my sister, from behind, wearing only his shirt, hair down and messy, lips slightly parted, and the caption underneath, "Last night was insane. Want more?" My stomach twisted. I kept scrolling, like someone digging up their own grave. And then came the video. She was laughing in his lap, sitting on top of him, in her underwear, filming from above, looking right at the camera, as if she knew I'd watch it one day. "You think she'll notice?" she asks, laughing, sweaty. And he replied, "Claire's always been slow." I paused. The screen was shaking, but not more than my hands. And right there, for the first time, I didn't cry. I hated. That's when the love died and a different woman was born. The next day, I made breakfast, as if nothing had happened. Table set, clean cups, calm face. They came down together, laughing. Her hair still wet, his beard freshly trimmed, two traitors reeking of freshness. I waited for them to sit down. Then I placed the phone in the center of the table, face up. The video paused, right on the frame where she's laughing, sitting on my husband, sweaty, eyes full of hunger. She froze. He went pale. Silence. "Is this from last night, or one of the other nights I didn't see?" I asked, voice steady, without raising it a single note. He tried to speak. She covered her mouth. I went on. "I gave you a roof, fed you, washed your clothes, made coffee while you sat on my husband. You slept in the room next to mine and gave yourself to him in the living room while I was out. You should be an actress, Lauren, because not even in soap operas do they play the role this well." He tried to stand up. "Claire, it's not what it looks like." "Oh, really? Then sit down, because now it's my turn to talk. While I was here trying to keep this marriage alive, you were busy killing it with moans behind closed doors and kisses in the dark." She started crying. I didn't flinch. "Did you cry like that when he bit your neck? Or is it only now, when you realize you've lost the only two people who ever consider you family?" He tried to touch me. "Claire, I made a mistake, but..." I stepped back, one step, and smiled. The kind of smile that's born when everything inside you dies. You deserve each other. Disloyal, cowardly, pathetic. Just do me one favor. Never use my name again. Not in your excuses. Not in your moans. I turned my back. And this time, I was the one who left the table. The house was empty, but not silent. It echoed. The chair where she used to sit. The stairs where he waited for the coffee. The guest room, with sheets still warm with lies. She left first. He left 2 days later. Not even brave enough to pack in front of me. "I just need space," he said. Space? He had plenty of space to lie down with my sister between my living room and my couch. Now he needed space to think. The following days were just a parade of leftovers, forgotten clothes, a restaurant receipt, a photo of them together in the mirror of my bathroom, taken the same day he told me he was too tired to go out with me. You know what's worse? They didn't just destroy my marriage, they shattered the image I had of myself. I looked in the mirror and saw a woman betrayed, used, stupid. I kept asking myself, how didn't I see it? Or worse, I did, and chose to pretend. One night, I looked at myself in the mirror, wearing a nightgown, and I saw myself the way he must have seen me those last few months. Dim, tired. The opposite of that woman who moved around my house with exposed legs and calculated smiles. Maybe I stopped being interesting. but that would never justify being replaced by my own sister. But in the middle of it all, one thing became crystal clear. Betrayal doesn't start with touch. It begins with a hidden laugh, with a glance that lasts a second too long, with the first time he looked at her as a man and not as her brother-in-law. And me? I watched it all from up close, without sound, like someone signing their own sentence without realizing they were the defendant. It's been 3 months since everything blew up. I still see their faces when I close my eyes. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and swear I hear her laugh echoing through the house. He texted me on my birthday. I'm sorry for everything. 2 lines, 12 years boiled down to a cold, empty apology. Cowardly. As for her, I never saw her again, maybe out of shame, or fear of facing what she became. But me, I face it every day. Every corner of the house reminds me that I shared a roof with 2 people who could lie to my face without blinking. People ask me if I forgave them. The answer? I forgave myself for trusting, for loving, for opening the door, and not realizing I was letting a snake into my home. The truth is, you don't walk away unharmed after being betrayed by blood and by love at the same time. You don't heal. You calcify. You harden from the inside out. Today, I move forward. No rush, no promises, but with one certainty, I'll never let anyone destroy me with a smile on their face again. It doesn't matter who they are. Family, husband, friend. I've learned that real danger doesn't knock screaming. It walks in slowly, asks for a pillow, and steals everything while you sleep. But now, I sleep with the door locked, and my heart bulletproof. If you made it this far, thank you. And if any part of this story hurt you, comment, I understand you. Because sometimes, all we need is to know we didn't suffer alone.